Guess what? Mother suckers, we are back. Hey, this is a Fins Take Saturday. You already know what time it is, man. Y'all already know how we get down on these shows. Man, we got something special cooking. I got a special guest coming through too. You're gonna want to hang around for this one. I'm telling you right damn now. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Boy, I see people coming in, people fiending for this Dolphins content, or maybe they just fiending for the boy CB83. So I can go ahead and get them this real, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. The homie Riggy was in here first, my bro. He said, my bro, let's go. I'm ready for this team to come out motivated with new spark. Huntley gonna provide. Hey, I'm with it. The Dolphins need a little juice. Hey, Huntley got to gas us up a little bit. He got to gas us up. He got to give us that we the best.
The best in the nation. Supposed to be number one right now.
Hey, I need that type of energy. I need that we the best in the nation. Let's go, man. Shout out to the homie Riggy coming through and showing love, the bro in real life. Let's get it. Hey, in Georgia, hey, I don't know where my dog fans at. I don't know where my dog fans at, but they are getting absolutely cooked right now. They getting cooked.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
My goodness, Georgia down 21-0. Hey, you know how it is when you on the Madden or you on college. 21-0. Hey, get off the sticks, bro. You gotta pass them sticks to the next guy, straight up. Shout out to the homie Mudbone in the building. Raul P says, count me in. Huntley's gonna give us that W on Monday night. Let's go, man. Huntley, McDaniel, Waddle, Tyreek, man, that's a nasty combo. You still got A-Chain, you still got Wright, man. We're gonna be fine, man. We're gonna be fine. Shout out to the homie Timothy Washington in the building too. I gotta give a shout out to my members gang, Raul P in the building. Let's go, man. JDF is here. Let's be real. He was on the practice squad for a reason. We need to draft a real quarterback. Cam, baby, give me everything you have. Okay. Are you talking about Cam Ward? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, I hear you. Realistic Washington fan. He says, "What's up, CB? Say CB and everyone." Shout out to real Washington fan, man. My dude be coming through and supporting since Rio was on the show. So appreciate the homie always coming through and showing love. Shout out to my guy Rio, man. Rio cooking over there for the Washington Commanders. The boys got a big win. Big win. Shout out to Mudbone. Hey, Red, White, and Bills in the building. I see you. Man, we're gonna get this cracking. Hey, this is a good question. We definitely gonna talk about this. This is a good question. We're gonna get to it, Raul P. Shout out to the members gang posting them questions. We're gonna have some conversations about it. Appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all already know the homie Shake Money's in here. Color commentary in the building. What you doing over here, my boy? What you doing over here, Color? I didn't know you showed up over here, dog. I did not know you showed up over here. Shout out to the homie Color in the building. The Dive Bar podcast is in the building. Shout out to those guys. B Show, Joe Robbie, all the guys over there, man. Ghost of Adam Gase, man. Them boys be cooking over there. I see y'all boys cooking, man. Shout out to 305 Boss BDE. Chase in the building. Let's get this thing cracking. We got 21 in the building. Punch the like button on your way in. Let's crank it. Let's go. Let's get it. Y'all ready? You ready, B? You ready, B? Let's go. Fins up the chat, man. Fins up the chat. Let's go. Prank it. Yo, what is up? It's your boy Finn State with CB83 coming to you for another banger of a show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm watching Georgia get absolutely pummeled right now on national TV. It's pretty crazy to see these boys get rolled like this. But man, shout out to everybody in the chat. Crazy day for me. I was out at UCF tailgating for the UCF Colorado game, which was a good time, great time. You know, they know how to throw a damn party. They're gonna throw a party. Now they got walked down today by the Colorado Buffaloes, but good damn time out there. Them boys definitely know how to throw a party at UCF. Hometown team. Shout out to Central Florida, Orlando area. That's how we get down, man. We definitely gonna rock it, man. So shout out to everybody in the building, man. The homie Riggy. Shout out to the mod squad. Shout out to the homie Raul P in the building, Mudbone, Timothy Washington, JDF, Realistic Washington fan, Red, White, and Bills. Chase, what's good with you, Chase? Color commentary in the building. 305 Boss BDE. S. Harris, the homie in real life. Shout out to S. Harris. S. Harris always be keeping it real in these chats, man. He always be cooking people in these chats. I love to see it, dog. I love to see it. JD the Great, what's good with you? The Dive Bar podcast is in the building. Shout out to Ghost, Joe Robbie, and Bobby in the Dive Bar. Them boys do a good job over there. Shout out to those guys. If you don't watch them guys, you ain't watching none at all. Go check them dudes out, man. Shout out to Dolphinaire in the building. Shake Money, my bro. Shout out to Shake Money, man. Hold me down. You got to check out Shake. He be everywhere. Larry K, TFTG. He literally carrying TFTG by a thread, bro. By a damn thread, dog. Hey, I appreciate you, dog. Hey, the Dive Bar Park says, what you got behind you? I killed it this morning, bourbon hunting. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you some heat right here. This some heat you don't know about. See what you got here. This right here is the king, right? We call him we say it's the king, right? This is a 16-year 2023 release, King of Kentucky, 16-year 130 proof. This is best of the best right here. This is when it comes to that bourbon shit, this is as good as it get, right? If you want to buy a bottle like this bottle costs about, how much is this bottle? This bottle's about 300, right? This bottle's about $300, right? But if you were to go buy it from secondary, right? If you were to try to buy it off the market, which is super hard to get, it would cost you about 1,600, maybe 1,700. So that's what that bottle goes for right there. But I'm a big bourbon connoisseur. I'm actually going to Kentucky on Saturday. I'm flying to Kentucky Saturday. I'll be there for about 5 days with my guys on the Bourbon Trail. We have a special private dinner at Willett Distillery. We'll be at Rabbit Hole. We'll be at Jim Beam. We'll be at Old Forester. We go to Michter's. We go everywhere. We do barrel picks. We have a good damn time, man. That's what we do. We do grown up stuff. Grown up stuff, man. So appreciate you coming through. Appreciate, all the support, man. Y'all really do be coming through and showing love. I appreciate you. Hey, them secondary prices will punch you in the mouth. So you got to be careful about how you buy bourbon. Now, I don't buy anything off secondary. I'm usually like trading or doing something like that. But I got a lot of cats throughout the country who do a lot of bourbon hunting, trading, etc. So if I can't get it here in Florida, which bourbon hunting in Florida is like really the Wild Wild West, right? It's tough. So you just have a hard time getting certain stuff. You do. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into this. I got one of the homies in the back. I don't know how much time he has, but I wanted to get him on here to talk about this matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Tennessee Titans. TD Fins Talk, what is up? You in the building? How is it going, my brother? How are you feeling, man? He says, "Hold on, you got your audio right? Come on,
Can
get
you
your
hear me?
yeah. I got you now. I got you.
Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I got you. I
Can you
got
hear
you.
me?
You good? I got you. You good? Can you hear me? Oh, he don't hear me. That's the problem. So I hear you. You probably don't hear me, but you might have to come back in. I'm gonna send
Testing.
him a text real quick. Can you hear me now? Yeah, he probably can't hear me. But hey, we're gonna get TD will get his
I
stuff
can't hear
right.
you, bro. So give me a second.
Okay. All right. Pop back in. He said he can't hear me. All right, yeah, we'll do that. I sent him a text, so we should be good to go. But I appreciate everybody coming through. We're going to kind of talk about this game, this matchup, whether Huntley will give us a shot or not. You got it, TD? You got audio yet? Nah, he can't hear me. You can't hear me. So he must be. Let me call him real quick.
Boy.
Hold on one second. We're just trying to get this.
What's up, brother?
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you on the stream. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay, I got you. All right, cool.
I'm gonna be backstage trying to figure out what's going on with mine, and because I'll eventually hear you when I know it's working. So I'll let you know.
All right, cool. Bet. Appreciate it. All right, bet. All right, we'll get TD back in, man. I know he's got some issues going on with the audio, but we'll figure it out. My man Riggy in the building. Riggy says, "Pop something, celebrate this season turnaround that's coming. We about to go hunting the league down. TD, no more beating up your chair." Here we go, man. Shout out to the homie Riggy, man. Let's pop some, Riggy. Let's see what we got. What we gonna pop, man? We got so much stuff to pop. Let me I'm just looking up the shelf right now. Let's do this. Let's pop one of these stags, man. Or should we pop the sweet wheat or should we pop the stag? So we got two options. I'm gonna let y'all choose, right? Sweet wheat, 1792 sweet wheat, lower proof bourbon, right? 91 proof. Or are we popping something that's higher proof? We'll go with Stag, right? This is Stag Junior, right? Made by Buffalo Trace. 132 proof. So are we going 1792 sweet wheat or we going with Stag Junior at 132? Go ahead. So I see a lot of people saying sweet wheat. Manny said sweet weed. That's funny, boy. Hey, y'all boys hilarious. So we're going with the 1792. I see a lot of people saying 1792. We're cracking the 1792. Let's do it. Let's do it. TD, you good back there yet? Give me the thumbs up. Nah, he said he's still not good. Dang, we gotta get my dog audio right. So yeah, I just pulled a wrapper off that joint. Here we go. Y'all see it, right? Man, my camera. There we go. 1792 sweet wheat. We're going. Hey, shout out to the homie Riggy for the $20 donation, getting this thing cracking off tonight, man. We're going to get it cracking, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're going to talk a little Miami Dolphins tonight. Hey, we back on prime time. Man, I got to go up and answer Raul P's question too. Let me put it up here. I'm going to take the top off for a little bit. Let it breathe. Bam. So we got the 1792 sweet wheat. Hey, 1792 does make good stuff. They do make really good stuff. I love their full proof. But sweet wheat, lower proof. Honestly, it's probably like a $60, $70 bottle. Goes a little bit more secondary, but good bourbon. So it's a wheated bourbon, right? It's a lower proof bourbon, so it reminds me of like a Weller Special Reserve. Not a lot of oak, right? It's a very subtle oak, a little bit of vanilla. You get a little bit of the oak, a little bit of like the natural baking spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, stuff like that. But it's good. It's good. I like it. Lower proof bourbon. I'm usually a higher proof guy. I appreciate the donation, Riggy. You know how we do it. We getting it out the mud on here. TD, you good yet? He said he's checking on it now. All right, so almost there. But shout out to the homie Riggy in the building. Let me go back up here. I wanted to go back up here and answer this question real quick. Raul P had a question. He said, CB, do you think McDaniel can be fired next Tuesday, regardless of Monday's results? For sure, he is in a very hot position. Now, guys, I want you to understand this. Don't let people, this is what I want you to understand. Don't let people put it in your mind that Mike McDaniel will be fired Tuesday if he takes a loss. It's just not happening. Guys, you got to understand that Mike McDaniel is in a very peculiar situation, right? And it may be a situation that him and Greer put themselves in, right? With the backup quarterback situation. Okay, you said you good? You good to go?
Roll, baby.
Hey, there you go. You got me? You got the audio?
Yeah, well, I had to put these earbuds in. I don't know what's going on with my headset.
Dang,
No
bro. What you got going on over there? Tighten up, my boy. Tighten up.
Had to put the earbuds, man. Just got out the shower, man. Dang.
Hey, you chilling. I see you got the lights off. I see you vibing back there. You vibing.
Yeah, well, you know, I thought to myself, bro, I was like, man, the GOAT about to play tomorrow.
Oh,
our franchise
he
baby
go.
about to play tomorrow. Let me kick back and relax and recognize what's happening before us right now, man.
Hey, you need to go ahead. Hey, I feel like you need to go ahead and get a drink and just celebrate, bro. You know how you do, bro. It's time. I think people want the season to turn around, right? And
yeah,
you know, we're in a situation where it's like, hey, it's either put up or shut up at this point. And I think the Miami Dolphins really want to get themselves out of this rut. It's just a matter of going out there and playing and having another opportunity to do so. And you know, this McDaniel thing, do you really think that's serious that McDaniel could be fired if, you know, he continues to lose football games on this 1 or 2, 3 game stretch that's coming up?
No. He can't be fired because that'll make the entire organization look fraudulent. They're all tied to the hip, bro. McDaniel, Greer, Ross. It's a wrap.
Tied to the hip. And honestly, that's how it should be. If the organization is really locked in and they're really like in step with one another and how they want to approach building a franchise, that's how it should be. Your guys really should be locked in. There should be no disagreeing on how you approach it. Y'all took these steps from day one. Like, this is what y'all built. So if this is what y'all built, you gotta ride it out though.
Yeah, but the ship's sinking.
I mean, the ship is sinking. You're right.
This is the Titanic, bro.
But come on, bro. Like when teams have starting quarterbacks go out, like that's natural. And I see what you're saying, though. It's not, our situation is different because our guys going out.
4 out of 5 years, our guys gone out.
Yeah. That's the situation that's different.
And then you paid him knowing that 3 out of 4 years he went out. You pay him, and that was 4 out of 5.
Yeah. So I mean, hindsight is always 20/20, right? Like if we're looking at this right now, we'd probably say, damn, we wouldn't have paid him, right? But when you look at what he did last year and how he stayed healthy, the Miami Dolphins are thinking, hey, let's try to get ahead of it. Let's go ahead and pay him. We think he's good enough to lead us to a Super Bowl. Why not? Yeah, and I know you may not agree with that, TD, but I mean, that's got to be their thought process.
No, but it's a terrible thought process. The risk was too great. And then they want to sit there and ignore like they didn't see the last 6 weeks of the season. Like, come on, bro. First of all, the injury risk was too great. And then you literally saw what he did at the end. And you didn't have to give him. That's the only thing, bro. I don't mind you moving forward with Tua long term. The problem is you didn't have to right now. You could have made sure.
Yeah, you could have. I mean, but hindsight is always 2020, TD.
Yeah, like, but this was an obvious. This was an obvious before the hindsight.
It wasn't obvious though, TD.
Bro,
yeah, I just don't feel like I don't feel like it was obvious. I feel like it could go either way, and it went the other way. It went the wrong way.
But that's the point. The odds of it going this way was high. Not only were the odds high of an injury direction, but also the odds were high of trash play.
So you said trash play,
bro. Look at what the Jags are right now, and we were tooting our horns about beating a mediocre, like a solid team. They not solid. I've been telling y'all they trash.
But TD, you can say that, but also, but no, TD, you can't do that. I'm not gonna let you do that.
What I can't do?
Because week to week, the NFL changes. You could be a great team one week, and you could be terrible the next week. That's just the nature of the NFL.
Jacksonville is a terrible team. They picked up where they left off. They picked up where they left off last season.
But how can you say this? But how can you say this and say a guy like Trevor Lawrence is better than Tua?
Bro, at the time I said that Trevor Lawrence had more upside than Tua. So, now at this point, here's the kicker.
Come on, because now, hey, if you really want to have that conversation, let's have that conversation.
Let's have it. Here's the kicker. I told you that a year and a half ago. Trevor Lawrence better than Tua. Right?
You told me he was better. He was a better QB, a better upside, all of that.
He was and does.
Is he still there?
And at this point, what I realized is,
why you stuttering, dog? Give me the answer, bro.
Because here's what I realized: they're two guys in the same bucket. They not trash. They not elite. They not great. They're not really good. They're like, I already told y'all, Tua exceeded his ceiling. Are you not seeing that now?
No, I didn't, bro. I'm not saying that he
exceeded his ceiling, and I told y'all that.
So what is exceeding his ceiling? What games did he exceed his ceiling?
No, it's not about the games. It's about
the play.
It's about the player, right? This is why I say he exceeded his ceiling. Remember, I have this very detailed QB scale. I don't go off of sorry, good, elite.
Yeah.
I break it down like 10 categories because it matters the more categories you break it down. I got elite, I got great, I got really good, I got above average, and all that crap below, like 2-3 categories below, right? And here's the thing with Tua. Tua is an above average on the norm to good quarterback. Okay? I've always said you got to be in 3 categories to lead a franchise. You got to be elite, great, or really good. The worst quarterback you can have is the category right under really good, which is just good. And that's what Tua is, and his ceiling is good, but normally he's above average. He flexes between above average and really good and have trash moments at times. So my thing is, he's just like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is good, but hovers all the time around above average, but has good moments. So when I say Tua exceeded his ceiling, my ceiling for Tua is good, but Tyreek and everything around him made him look really good. It got him just in that category to where you would love for him to be your guy, but that's really good. He exceeded his ceiling because of the talent around him. Now when guys get banged up and all this stuff, you see him come right back down to where he belonged or worse.
But see, I think, and you can say that. You can say when his guys aren't available, when the O-line isn't great, right? And when everything isn't working well around him, he doesn't rise to the occasion. I agree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that, right?
No carryability. Zero carryability.
So you say zero carryability. I don't agree with that because there's been times where Tua has done that, right? He's done it. He's made plays when we needed him to make plays.
Name it.
Baltimore, Arizona,
Tyreek and Waddle.
What are you talking about though? He has to throw the ball to those guys.
No. Let me help you out.
He still has to deliver though.
No, this is what I'm talking about. You're right about that, by the way. He still got to deliver in those
He still
games.
has to deliver, right? But
when I talk about,
but TD, you're not giving him that due though. You
no,
can't.
no, no.
So they could be open all you want to.
I'm not going to take that from him. He can deliver. Here's what I'm talking about when I say carryability. Carryability is when you don't have everything to your disposal. When Tyreek is hurt or Waddle ain't there or whatever. Remember, we haven't seen Tua much in a situation where he needed to carry. That was in his first 2 years. So when I see guys like CJ Stroud from last year, when I see guys like Jordan Love from last year, when I see guys like Jayden Daniels right now, when I see those kind of guys without everything around them at the time of what I'm talking about, have some carryability. When Tua didn't have all these weapons around him, he had no carryability. We want to go to one game versus Arizona where he found a few windows to run and make a few passes. Like, I'm talking about carryability where you do it for at least half a season. We keep talking about these one-offs with Tua.
But
this game also, over here.
But see, you in that same season, or not in that same season, maybe the next season, but he had a stretch where the defense was playing really poorly, right? And he found a way to score points offensively. And you say it's versus the Lions, Tigers, and Bears, and you remember this. I know you remember this stretch
Lions,
vividly.
Bears, Browns.
Yes,
Lions, Bears, and Browns. I remember.
I know you remember this stretch very vividly. And when our defense wasn't able to get off the field and make plays, Tua still found a way to get the ball into the end zone and push the offense down the field.
Against the Lions, they were playing without two of their starting safeties, and Deshaun Elliott was one of them, by the way. They were without their two starting safeties and a starting corner. The whole secondary was depleted in that game. Go look it up. You'll see. Go look up Deshaun Elliott and the other starter.
But you're saying, but TD, you told me, look,
that week, TD, they didn't even play.
You told me the same thing about the Ravens. You said the Ravens were depleted. That's the only reason he put up
you know what?
touchdowns.
It's not even about the Ravens being depleted. It's about the Ravens being boneheaded and literally blowing coverage. Let's call it what it is. They blew coverage. They literally had a rookie one-on-one with Tyreek for the whole fourth quarter. They blew coverage.
So they did blow some coverages. I think that's the nature of the game. Teams will blow coverages,
exactly.
Right? So that's the nature of the game. But
we get things based off of what the opponent does.
But Tua still found a way to roll out, make a play to Waddle on a slant. Like he still did some good stuff. This is my thing. But TD, this is my thing about Tua, right? He's good enough to win games with. Right.
Yeah,
and I'm not, and that's
not when it matters most.
And we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen it in the playoffs. We haven't seen it.
CB, let me do this for you. I want you to really think about this. Like, okay. I know now, me and you, we boys, all right?
Yeah.
And we have conversations off and on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to really think about this here, okay?
Okay.
Because you're right. When you defend Tua like you're doing now, it ain't like you're coming to his full defense. You're just saying, I got to give him credit for the things that do matter that he do, right? You're actually 100% right. Now, but here's what I want you to think about, real talk. Now, I want to go all the way back to his rookie year. His rookie year, he had a chance when it mattered most at the end of the season, okay?
Last year, you're talking about last year?
No, his rookie year.
Okay,
let's go all the way back and come to today.
Okay.
His rookie year, he literally had a shot to put on a performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the weapon.
Versus Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
No. This was Buffalo.
Okay, you're talking about Buffalo. Okay.
Yeah, you win, and we got blown out like 30-something to 3, something ridiculous, right? I just want to chronologue this real quick.
Okay.
You had a shot to put the team on your back and play big time football. It ain't even just your weapons around you. They were trash too, but you didn't rise to the opportunities that were on the field, the things he could control. But you're a rookie. Okay, right? You go to the second year.
Now, can I stop you there? Can we stop at the rookie year real quick? Then this is why I want to just stop here real quick.
Remember, I kind of gave him a pass because you're a rookie.
And you did. You gave him a pass, which is fair. But you also have to consider that he in his rookie year, he didn't have opportunities to push through walls that I felt he needed to push through as a rookie, right?
Oh
I
no,
felt
no,
like,
no, no.
and he was taken out.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
It went no benching in the last 4 weeks. I mean, Tua had actually, remember, the benches started when they put him in. He wasn't getting it done. No, at the end of that season, Tua was all go. Now, remember, he had a shot against Buffalo. Okay, he had a shot against Buffalo, bombed it. It's okay, bro.
It's an
You're a
uphill
rookie.
battle. It's a sorry ass team too,
Now,
right?
but let me keep going though. Here's my point I'm making. Now you go
Okay.
to the next year, Tennessee in the remaining schedule. Once again, the biggest moment, bombed it, right?
Mhm.
Then you go to Mike McDaniel first year. Right before the big moments came, you bombed it and put us in a situation where almost every game was felt like a must win. And then you got hurt. And we heard if Tua was playing, this wouldn't have happened. Okay. The very next year, you get an opportunity to play through those and you bomb it in the most critical moment when it matters the most. And then you still make it in the playoffs and you bomb it. All right. Now you come to this year, start the season. You got to get a good start. It ain't that important of a game. You start the season all bad, and now you're hurt, and you're putting us in a position to where when you come back, we might need to be almost perfect the rest of the way. And when you look at the schedule, let's be honest, it is a highly likelihood that ain't gonna happen. That's why we need to beg for Huntley to at least win 2 of these 3 games in the next 3. Now, here's my point. You could talk about Baltimore in week 2. You could talk about Buffalo in week 3. You could talk about Arizona. You could talk about Lions, Bears, Browns in week 5, 6, 7, or whatever it was. But why does this man in 5 NFL seasons, no, 4 in a quarter, let's be fair.
Okay.
Why is this man 4+ years in has 0 big moment arrivals? 0 big moment moments, 0 big moment carryability. And it ain't just that we losing. He played like trash in every big moment in the last 5 games of the season. Like none. Bro, he ain't it. That's the problem. We ignore that. We look at all the hoopla when it don't matter and then accept the bad when it do matter. It's bad. It's like 0, CB. It ain't even a game you can argue with me about. Not even a game where he was all right. Not even one.
Look. I'm gonna say this, and I get what you're saying, right? I understand that.
Ain't no quarterback in the league that got that. No matter how good or bad they are. Not one. But him.
But TD, I think it's a little unfair because it's also the offense in general. It's also the people around him as well. And I get what you're saying.
By carryability.
Right. And that's
what I mean by carryability. Look,
and the carryability is something he really hasn't shown, which is fair. I haven't seen him in big moments be like, oh, hey, I got the grit, I got the dog. Let's go find a way to will us to a win. And that's really my biggest.
That's where you mistake me, CB. That's where you mistake me. You don't even have to win. Just don't be a contributing factor in why we lose. And he is on every single one. That's the point. You ain't got to be Superman and say, I got to go get the win. Just TD, ball out and show that it's everything around you and not you.
But TD, he's had like the Bills game in the cold. I thought Tua played a really good game. That was late in the season, right? They're throwing snowballs on the
Bills
field.
Game in the cold?
Bills game in the cold in Buffalo. I thought he played a good game. No, not in the playoffs. Late in the season, I think it was last year, the year before? The year before. You don't remember the game? I need to go look it up? I need to go look at the stats.
Come on, you talk about when he bombed out
2022.
versus
That's
the
what
Chargers, the San Francisco 49ers, and somebody else, and then he played the Bills, and then he got concussed versus Green Bay. That 4-game stretch you talk about, that one little Buffalo, I think he played well. When we had 6 games left after that.
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. I don't know. But I thought he played a good game in that game.
That was right before. I thought he showed
some moxie.
That's right before when it matters most. CB. We still had 6 games after that. Green Bay and 5 more with Skylar.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
I'm not talking about that intermediate of the season or the beginning. I'm talking about when it matters the most.
But late in the season, you playing Buffalo a second time at their crib. I mean, you easily could go out there and get embarrassed. But he did show some grit and made some plays down the stretch. The defense just couldn't get a stop and couldn't get off the field, or we would have won the game. So he's had moments like that too, bro. And it goes both ways. I get it.
No.
I totally get it. I think you're fair to some extent. TD, I think you're fair to some extent.
No, even if I concede what you just said, don't say he has some moments. Just say he had that moment. If I'm to concede that, because that wasn't even in the last 5 weeks.
It doesn't.
Okay, give me another one. Give me one more. Give me one more.
I thought the Cowboys game last year to get us into the playoffs.
Hey,
and
look, don't do that to yourself.
Why?
Don't do that to yourself.
I thought, it's an opportunity for Tua to really crap the bed and say, "Oh, he ain't got it."
See, we having a great conversation, and you literally had to do that.
What did I have to do?
The Cowboys. Oh,
so what happened? You don't think putting a game-winning drive together was good?
Bro, we ran for 40 yards on the drive. You talk about Tua put a game-winning drive together, and we kicked the
He threw it to Cedric Wilson Jr. in the middle of the field, and
I can't, bro. Bro, you a master at this,
bro. I'm trying to give you some. I'm trying to give you some perspective. Hey, shout out to Kevin Lee for becoming a member for 4 months. He says TD is right, and Tua does not have the capability of carrying a team. He's throwing the ghost out there, and now his concussions are a concern. Miami don't need that problem, guys. And honestly,
Sam Darnold better than Tua.
You said what?
Sam Darnold better than Tua.
Man, people want Sam Darnold better than Tua. But see, that's the thing. I want y'all to understand this. Quarterbacks are a product of their system, right? And one man's trash can be another man's treasure, right? We look at a guy like Sam Darnold was thrown away. Hey, you not good enough. You go somewhere else. People empower you. And honestly, I look at the Tua situation, right? His first 2 years, he wasn't really empowered to do anything. I look at the second 2 years, McDaniel gives him, hey, you have the confidence, you have the ability, instills the confidence in him, and then he plays better, right?
But Daniel Jones always had the intangibles. He just never put it together. So you can keep trying to work with that.
So Tua doesn't have the intangibles?
No, bro. No.
He don't got it.
No. Man, you got to see
Why
him in that.
Why you pay a guy $50 million a year if you don't got it?
Thank you. That CB83 is asking the $1 million question.
Crazy.
He asking the $1 million question. You're right. Can you answer that? Why they paid him?
The organization has to be completely blind. McDaniel has to be completely blind. Tyreek Hill, all these people who are around, everybody has to be completely blind, saying that Tua Tagovailoa is worth $50 million, and he does not have the intangibles to be a good NFL quarterback.
Oh, you finally get it. Are you just saying that, or are you saying that's what the organization is?
I'm really
you need to say that's what they are. That's what they are.
Oh my!
That's what they've been.
Oh my gosh! This is
take
wild.
the sip, CB. No,
I need it.
Take the sip. Take the sip. You might need to take it to the head, bro, because you over here, you're gonna have a hard time defending this right now,
bro. This is hard for me to believe that. See, this is my problem with this. These people get paid millions of dollars. They see Tua every single day. They see him. Don't look.
GMs get fired every year,
bro. They do.
Why?
But because they make bad decisions. Because they make bad decisions. And you're right. And maybe this is a bad decision that they made.
Doing that?
Look. Maybe this is a bad decision that they made. But I have a hard time believing. This is me talking to you, TD. I have a hard time believing that these people who get paid millions of dollars came to this conclusion that Tua is worth that type of money, and
listen,
it's and we're here now because I just don't understand it. Nobody pushed back. Nobody pushed back and said, no, listen, we're not doing it. Nobody said
push back. They pushed back. Why you think it took so long and it took Mike McDaniel to go to Stephen Ross to get it done? There are some people pushing back. We just don't know who those people are, but there are some people pushing back. But listen, CB, let's get into real conversation here too about this. It's time to start to really put some put some validity on all of these theories that we float out here about, because I know it's hard for you to believe, but bruh, the reason why they're going down this path and locking themselves in is, number one, they have put themselves in a corner because of the Brian Flores situation. They have. And another thing that a lot
So
of people
what corner have they put
noticing,
themselves in? What corner have they put themselves in?
they need this situation to work, because if it does, like, could you imagine if we won 5 games? Would you be for Greer getting fired and McDaniel getting fired then?
If we won 5 games this year,
Yeah,
somebody
let's say
got to
Tua
go.
back. Let's say Tua comes back when he's supposed to and still got a whole 12-something to play. And we win 5 games this year. Who do you have getting fired? And then I'm going to show you something after you answer it.
You say
Who
it
would
again?
you have getting fired? Who would you fire if we win 5 games? Tua doesn't play well. The team's struggling.
I don't know. Like,
come on, bro. Just throw one out there.
It's hard for me to make that declaration because honestly,
well, let me help you out then. Let's go.
Honestly, to be completely honest with you, I'm gonna be completely honest and transparent. If anybody should get the axe, it should be Mike McDaniel. Point blank, period. Right. And I say that because this team's good enough. This team's more than good enough.
Well, here's the deal. If Mike McDaniel got fired after this season, all it would do is say that Flores was right. If Chris Grier got fired this season, all it would do is say Flores was right. Is that
what it's about at this point, though?
Hold on. Yeah, it is. Let me tell you why. This is what
why are we here, though?
No, here's why we're here. Because everybody's watching it. This is the undertone thing that nobody's talking about. Everybody is watching it right now, okay? And let me give you proof. Not proof, but this is, you're gonna mock my words, and we're probably not winning 5 games. We're gonna win more than that, but there's a chance we may not make the playoffs. But I got us going at least for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully, Huntley got to get us 2 or 3. But listen, there is a world, right, where if we don't make it, the media is going to have a field day on the Dolphins. Let me tell you why. The more Minnesota ball out over there, the more Flores defense does well. No, I'm not comparing him as a head coach versus defensive coordinator. The more that happens over there, the more they say his name, the more they keep saying every week that he should get another opportunity. The more they do that, if Miami bombs out, the narrative is everybody's going to get on Flores' back, and they're going to be like, maybe he was right. Maybe he knew that this was the direction the team was heading. They are going to pounce on this, and it shouldn't be about Flores. It should be, but they are going to say you pick Grier over what Flores was trying to tell you, and maybe we need to pay more attention to that, because that's what it comes down to. CB, there was literally a civil war in that front office and that coaching staff, and Ross had to make a decision. And Ross literally said in a press conference he had to make a decision. He had to pick. And he decided that it was best to move on from Brian Flores due to lack of cohesiveness. And he wants everybody on the same page. Flores wanted more power. If Grier fails this, that's what they're going to go back to. That was the defining decision that you messed up. Whether it's right or not, maybe it wasn't the wrong decision. Maybe it was a good thing you got rid of Flores, but that's going to be the narrative, bro. And it's going to reign supreme.
Which is ridiculous to me, right? And let me right. And I'm gonna answer this. Let me just get to that homie S. Harris. He says if Tua throws a bomb to Tariq at the end of the game, he'll win the game. If he game manages and gets a field goal, he gets no credit. He can't win. And I agree with that. It's hard for Tua to win. It's hard for Tua to win when it comes to managing a game, driving down the field and getting the field goal to win the game. He's not going to get credit for it either way. It just
So here's the deal. You could throw out the innuendos all you want. You could say if Tua throws a bomb to Reek at the end of a game, he'll won the game. Can Tua throw a bomb to Tyreek when it matters most? And let's see who gets the credit. If he game manages and gets a field goal, he gets no credit. he can't win. Can he do that when it matters most? Or when you look at the totality of the game, can he play good football and then not let us hold on to one drive at the end where he manages the game and our kicker win it? Like we're talking about he can't win. Why don't he go win? Like, he can't win. You're right. He can't win when it matters most. That's the point.
But
he can't win. You want to talk about one-offs when it don't matter. He throws a bomb to Tyreek in week 8. Oh, he ain't getting credit. Who cares who getting credit? Do y'all remember what bomb Tyreek caught for the game winner last year? I don't.
But see, that's the thing.
I don't remember.
Every NFL game counts during the season. I know people want to because it fits their narrative. This is what fits your narrative, TD. The last 5 games of the season or the last 4 games of the season fits your narrative into, hey, he's not playing good down the stretch. But what about all these games that count early in the season that he needs to play well in order for us to win in order for us to get in the playoffs? Like, come on, like that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, let's play that game for you.
All right, play
Tua
it.
is the best quarterback in the NFL from week 1 through 12. My boy, oh man. Why we losing playoff games? Well, what had happened was why we ain't winning no games when it matters most to get into the playoffs. Well, what had happened was you just need to pay attention to the beginning of the season. Stop focusing on him at the end of the season. The end result is all that matters. So if you want to criticize or praise the beginning, or you want to criticize or praise the end, by all means, go ahead. But what is the end result, and why is the end result what it is? And it ain't just because of Tua, but he's contributes into it.
Okay.
So how can Tua himself avoid the endings that we've been having?
So let's look at it. Let's look at last year, right? So let's say we win a game to get in the playoffs to clinch a berth, right? And then we end up losing the Cowboys game. Right.
Okay. Jason Sanders wins us a game. Go ahead.
Jason Sanders. Okay. Jason Sanders
and
wins us the game according to TD. By the way. Right. So the Cowboys blow a game. The Dolphins don't win it, but the Cowboys blow it.
They left 3 touchdowns on the table.
Okay.
They had the 1 yard line.
We didn't play defense. We didn't roll out of defense.
You mean to tell me at the beginning of the game when they were first and goal at the 2, that was our defense that just hiked the ball and fumbled it right there?
That was our defense. That's a part of the game. I don't know what to tell you. It's a part of the game.
The coach on 4th down before halftime being dumb instead of taking 3 points and going for it is the defense. Now I give you the one I think where I was it Nick Needham that made the tackle at the 1 yard line on the left side of the field. I give you that one. That was great defense. Going for it on 4th down. But the other 2, the Dallas just killed themselves.
So like I said, so you go into the playoffs last year. You play against Kansas City in Kansas City, record cold. You play a bad game. You played a poor game, right? I thought the game plan was poor. I thought there was a lot of stuff that went bad in the game, right?
Totally.
So that's the one opportunity he's had late in the year, and he bombed that. Let's say he bombed that, right?
That wasn't his one opportunity.
The playoff game.
Wasn't his see, that's how y'all look at it. That playoff game was just the one opportunity. No, every game he lost right before that in them last 5 weeks would have given him a better seed and he would have been at home.
Oh yeah, of course.
So one of them was his opportunity.
But that's a team. Look, winning games is a team thing. It's not no quarterback stat. It's just not.
You can't contribute to it, CB.
You can definitely
stop contributing to the loss,
bro. And
you can definitely where he ball out and we lose. See, that's the point.
He hasn't had a game where we balled out.
Every time Tua balls out, we never lose.
What's balls out? What's balls out though? Because honestly, that's hard to define that. Because what's balling out?
Every game he won. Just about.
Come on, stop
almost
it,
every game. Like 90% of the games Tua balled out, we have not lost. Like, no. Let me back that up.
Come on,
100% of the games Tua balled out, we have not lost. We don't lose games he ball out.
So he could ball out and have great stats in those games. He's had stats like that in games where he lost.
We have never lost when he balled out. You know what I mean by balled out, bro. You know.
What's
You
ball?
had a
4 touchdowns, 400 yards. What are we talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Big boy throws, making plays all over the field. We have never lost a game in which he balled out.
I don't know about that. I would have to go back and look. I honestly don't know about that.
Hold on, bro. My bad.
No, you good. I just and to get back on the Flores thing, bro, like people can compare Flores to the Dolphins and say, oh, he's looking at the situation like he was right and all of this, bro. We can do that all we want to. What we do know is Flores had a problem with the relationships with players and people in the building. And,
no, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
And people would. So
nope,
now you telling me he didn't have any issues with players in the building or with people in the building.
That's the problem
working together with people.
No, let me tell you why. That's the problem with our coach. Let me explain, bro. Let me explain.
Come on, TD. You're not even being realistic now.
Can you let me explain?
Can you back up? So you telling me he had no relationship issues with nobody in the building?
I didn't say that. You're not letting me finish what I'm saying.
Bro.
I'm telling you nothing was wrong with his approach. And let me tell you why.
Obviously, there was something wrong. He got fired. Right. Obviously.
Right, never mind.
TD, go. Well,
all right.
Bro,
you don't want to. You don't even want.
All right, so you said there's
nothing.
All right, so TD, you said there's nothing wrong with his approach because his approach was right.
So you gonna finally let me tell you why?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is the problem with our team now. It's a bunch of soft mentalities. It's a bunch of pacifying. Oh well, we just want to be treated. Listen. Brian Flores, let me tell you what people that have a soft nature don't like. It's the one thing they don't like that he did up and down the organization like he's supposed to. This is what makes a great coach. But what you need is a great owner that's going to back you up on it. Like Belichick had with Kraft all those years. What he is one word to all of this that Flores was trying to do that people didn't like. It's called accountability. Every level. Of course, he not gonna have a good relationship with them coaches because they sucking. You ain't fixing my O-line. Fired. Next one. You ain't doing it either. Fired. Next one. Oh, Flores can't keep a coach. Okay, it ain't easy to just pick them off trees. So I'm gonna bring the next guy in. Get the job done and you out of here. That is his mentality. We are so soft and caught up in all of this. Oh, how he talked to, man, you making millions of dollars. You gonna get me fired. Get your act together and get out of here. You ain't getting your act together. You trash. You a trash quarterback. You my trash quarterback I gotta deal with. Don't screw this up today versus Tennessee, you bum. I wish I would have had Jordan Love or Justin Herbert. I don't blame him. Tell him how it is. I'm sick of all of this baby talk about, yeah, but you can't demean a guy and talk to him. Man, you know what? You want to know something, CB? A lot of people not noticing it, but have you noticed certain players all around the NFL on the low, they've been kind of commenting about this? They've been doing their interviews. Well, I got to give credit to being coach hard. I need that hard coach and that get into me type of coach. You notice how many players are actually come out and throwing little subliminals about, it requires hard coaching and you got to respect it. And you got to be held accountable. Like you're hearing all kinds. Tom Brady keeps saying it. They're doing that because of the Tua situation. I am telling you, because they know what it takes to win, and that's what's wrong with the culture in Miami. Until we get a guy who gonna hold everybody accountable and get in them and tell them they trash if they playing like trash, and just Flores only want guys that when he look in their face and tell them they trash, they gonna look back at him and say, "I'm gonna show you." He don't want people that's gonna fold. He don't want people to be like, he don't want the new generation of passive athletes who think they can get by off the skill alone.
Well, see, that's a problem. But see, that's a problem, TD, and I'm gonna tell you why that's a problem.
No, it ain't. It's losing. It's losing.
Look, but this is why that's a problem. And shout out to real quick. Shake Money for becoming a member for 12 more months. I appreciate you, bro. That's big time.
Salute,
That's
Shake.
TD 100. Love the conversation. Appreciate you, Shake. So TD, and I understand what you're saying. I mean, I've coached football for a long time. I've seen both ends of it. I've seen both sides of the spectrum, right? But as a coach, as a leader of men, you got to be able to do both, right? And it's like me teaching kids in a classroom, right? I can go in there and I can say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But there's certain kids that just won't respond to that, right? And I understand what you're saying. I understand how you're saying, oh, this should be his approach. But as a leader of men, and honestly, I mean, we got to hold Flores accountable in terms of something. Like,
That was
I mean,
mistake.
So we got to hold him
Talking
accountable
about
in terms
leader of men.
Right. We got to hold him accountable in terms of something, right? If you're hiring these guys, right? If you're hiring men to lead your groups, right?
You should fail it.
But you should be vetting these guys during the interview process. You should be having these conversations about what your approach is, right?
No. They got the approach, but if they're not getting the job done, no, bro. Like, I get it. Every hire ain't gonna be perfect.
But you can't fire.
So have you got no Mike McDaniel? Have you got no Mike McDaniel with his selections?
But this is the thing. You can't fire everybody who's not doing everything perfect. That's not how leaders, bro. Eventually the guy over you is going to be like, yo, you hiring these dudes. Like, why are you firing and hiring constantly? Why is there so much turnaround in your bro?
So you mean to tell me if you hired me to go to work with you, CB, and I'm trash, you gonna hold on to me to keep losing you money?
It's not about. I'm gonna have conversations with you. I'm gonna try my best to put you in
failing.
And I'm gonna try.
And I'm still failing.
But see, I don't think that was the case. I don't know.
It was the case.
We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know. Look, TD, we don't know if really, we don't know if Flores was having conversations with those coaches, trying to mentor those guys, trying to help them figure it out. What we do know is he didn't know a lot about the offensive side of the ball. Point blank, period. He's a defensive coach.
He didn't need to. He never tapped into that side.
But see, that's
as a head coach.
Oh my God.
As a head coach.
You don't need to as a head coach? As a head coach, you don't need to?
No, as a head coach,
you need to know everything.
No, you know everything. And once you know everything, you make decisions. And listen, and you set goals, and you set tangible goals. And if those tangible goals are not being reached, you give them a warning. If those tangible goals still aren't being reached, you reprimand them. If them tangible goals still not being reached, you go find you somebody else that you can restart the process with. See, a head coach ain't gotta know the offense. He has to know how to lead. Flores' biggest mistake was walking around talking about, I want to be a leader of men. He should have never said he want to be a leader of men. He should have said he want to be a leader of leaders. That's what he should have said. Because there's a difference. All of them men. All of them are men. But you have to be leaders.
But you have to be all of them aren't built the same, right? All of them aren't built to be leaders, bro. They aren't built to be coached the same way.
All of them ain't mentally tough. It don't matter how you built to be coached. At the end of the day, you being coached. It's your job to go to conform and get in line. See, that's the problem. If he had an owner that had his back, I'm telling you now, Miami would have been in a much better situation today. Because we wouldn't have been locked in with all this mess we got now.
I don't think that's I don't get it though. I don't think that's realistic. And that's my thing. I don't think Flores or any NFL coach, it has a one size fits all approach to coaching. I don't think that's the nature of it being a head coach in the NFL.
Fangio, bro.
You said what?
They said the same crap about Fangio.
What did they say about Fangio? He didn't have a
good relationship with the players, and he used to.
So you're saying, like, so TD, you're saying the Miami Dolphins are a soft team, and that's why they're losing football games.
Well, here's the problem. See, when we say soft, some of them are soft.
Who in particular? Who do you think is soft?
Tua Tagovailoa has a soft mentality. See, there's a difference. When people say
outside
soft,
of Tua, let's keep going.
Hold on.
Keep going.
When people say soft, y'all need to get your head out the gutter. We're not talking about somebody pushing up on you and you scared to fight. We're talking about mental toughness. We're not talking about how tough you are with your fist and all of that. Cut that crap out. We're talking about football. Yeah. We talk about your mental toughness. And guys like Tua and other guys like that, they can't handle it. Austin Jackson, all of these guys, their mental toughness was shook. And Flores looking for people who can go to war and not break in the big moments. That's how you know when your mental toughness ain't great. Because every time a big moment come, when somebody punching you in the mouth, you ain't phased. You punching them back. That's what mental toughness is. And that's why every time we have a big game, they look like they get bullied. That's why. Because they get broken by halftime. They broken. They look scared.
This is
Don't look at the Chiefs playoff game when Tyreek caught that touchdown. He's like, lean on me, all up and down the sideline. Look at all the players he walking through saying, lean on me. They like, yeah, but Reek, they're used to this cold. You know, I don't know. Like they ain't mentally there, bro. They ain't got it. And again, this ain't got nothing to do with how tough you is as a man. This is about mental toughness. I don't care what Brian Flores said to anybody. Your job is to go show him wrong and prove him wrong. And when you prove him wrong, he gonna have the best relationship in this world with you. You gonna come to appreciate how hard he coached you if you're a dog, if you tough. But if you soft, you worry about how you're being talked to. You worry about not being disrespected. The tough guys will hear somebody call them trash, and it don't even register as an insult. It registers as motivation off the rip, and that's the difference.
Now, TD, and I get what you're saying, right? And I agree with you in some facets of it. I think the Miami Dolphins team lacks some grit. Like they lack the ability to go in and fight against really good football teams. I agree with you there, right? Now, I don't know who do we point to? Because I want to find like some solutions. Who do we point to? And I know who I have in mind, but who do we point to in terms of who's responsible for this softness, this lack of grit, this lack of ability to go in and get the job done when it counts? Chris Greer.
Yeah, of course. Everything he bring in is soft.
So the players. So you think the players he brings aren't soft?
Let me say this.
That's interesting because I mean,
let me elaborate. And I'm gonna give you an example. Right?
Okay.
People need to understand what people mean when they say soft. We've already established it ain't fighting and how tough you are. Hell, 99% of that team would probably kick my behind if we had to square up. I'm gonna give them all I got, but they'll probably kick my behind. They in shape. They prime human beings. Okay, let's call it what it is. Right?
But we talking about fighting against other grown ass men who are in the same position.
No. See, soft is bigger than that, and here's what I mean. Not only are you not phased mentally about words, your environment, and the circumstance you're up against, you rise. You wanna be the first to do something. You want to prove people wrong. You want to overachieve. You want that's the opposite of what I mean by soft, right? So when you got Poyer's wife coming out saying what she's saying,
what did she say?
You didn't hear what Poyer's wife tweeted out after the game? Yeah.
What did she say?
If I'm not mistaken, Poyer's wife tweeted out after the game, this team is too talented to be losing games or something like this. Like they're soft or something. They don't put the work in because the Dolphins don't practice a lot. McDaniel was asked about it and he was like, well, you know, we have to make decisions based off of, and Poyer and them, his wife even said, some about they not working hard enough. And this is proof they don't practice enough. Nobody's staying after. Nobody's doing the extra work. You heard Xavier Howard on that interview a few months ago when he wasn't a Dolphin anymore, talking about Fangio, saying, you know, I ain't really have a problem with him and this and that. But, you know, dudes got to have a life too. You know, dudes want to go out and have fun and party and this and that. See, this is what Flores didn't want. Flores wanted a room full of guys who makes the game their life. Oh, well, guys allowed to have a personal life. I know, but he didn't want those guys. And you have to understand why. This is what I'm trying to tell people. They're like, well, how can you tell people they can't have a personal life? You can, but don't get mad if I don't want to select those kind of guys because it shows up on the field. It does. And we both, you a coach, CB, we both know this, bro. The more you put in the game, the better results you're going to get. The more you put in. So if you're doing 12 hours, that's beautiful. But that dude over there doing 14 might have a leg up on you. Now, you might get ahead because of physical gifts, but it's about the work you putting in, bro. And this team ain't a team of workers. Every time we hear they at Disney on Ice and doing this and doing that. You know what I mean? Go back to Tom Brady, bro. Tom Brady told Giselle, you know what time it is? I'm trying to become the greatest to ever do it. And she supported that. Now, it ended up running its toll. But, hey, that's the cost. And that's what Flores want. I want a room full of guys like that. Because what was the issue to his rookie year? Remember Flores said he don't even know the playbook. He not putting in enough work. He not putting in enough work. Why isn't we're hearing on day off why he ain't here? Remember all of those reports?
We heard a lot. We heard a lot about.
That's why Flores didn't like him either. Because Flores, if Flores wanted him to become something, you ain't willing to do whatever it takes to be successful.
And TD, look. This is what I'm saying. I agree with you to some extent. Like, I've coached a long time and I understand that in order to win at a high level, your preparation has to be next level. And I don't believe that Mike McDaniel goes hard enough on these guys when it comes to practice, when it comes to training camp. And I think that's why you get into these matchups versus these really good football teams and you flat out struggle, right? And you can beat the sorry teams, you know, you're flashy, you can run around them, you can do stuff like that. But when teams really step in that are capable of just it being next level, the Miami Dolphins don't always rise to the occasion. And that's because I feel like and it's a Mike McDaniel thing. It's a culture thing. And you said it. You said Flores had a different, and I love Flores' approach, but it can't be one extreme. It's gotta be somewhere in between. And that's my problem with. But see, this is the thing. This is my problem with the Flores approach. Is you could do that. You could be that guy, right? But you also need to have a good staff around you, good support around you, who could also do some other things to help you in areas where you don't do that. Like there needs to be a good cop, bad cop element. So if Flores wants to be the bad cop, you're the head coach. You can be that. You can be that for real. That's your job. But you got to have some good cops on your staff that players can go to and have those relationships with. And they understand that, hey, Coach Flores is gone. He's going to expect the best out of you. Like he has high expectations. He expects you to go out there and make plays. He's going to get in you when you do things wrong. But
there was a good
I'm here for you. But it can't be one. It's got to be a number of different. It's got to be a number of different guys. I'm here for you to have conversations with, to build you up, to instill that confidence.
Bro, in nursery school, bro.
It's gotta be.
I don't want to hear in the NFL. I don't want to hear the word "build you up." I don't want to hear the word "build you up."
That's coaching. That's teaching.
It ain't coaching. It's babying.
Yo,
this is the NFL. This is the NFL.
At every level. If you go talk to TD, if you go talk to any NFL coach right now, and we can, if we poll NFL coaches and we say, hey, what is coaching like for you? What is coaching? What is coaching
way right now?
Who?
There's coaches doing the Andy, bro. Andy Reid does it. You just don't see it in the public.
Does Andy Reid?
Mahomes has spoke on the hard coaching.
But does he? And of course he has hard coaching. But does he have the other side? TD, does he have the other side too, though? Of having a relationship with his guys. TD.
No.
No, y'all see people jumping up on him at the games and stuff. Andy Reid don't play none of that mess. Y'all think he do. Y'all don't never see nothing. They keep it.
And you guessing.
The difference between Andy Reid, he ain't got to tell you suck when you don't. When you putting the work in, he ain't got to do that. When you putting the work in, see, that's another thing. Well, this coach don't talk to his quarterback like that. Look at their quarterback putting the work in, and they way better. See, it's a ripple effect, bro. What I'm saying to you is all of this passive stuff does not belong in the NFL. If you need to be pacified, like, listen, there's teams that look at you in the combine and they interview you. A lot of them want to see how passive you are. Some of them see that you need to be coddled and won't draft you. You know how this goes. You know how this goes. This is like an unspoken thing, CB. This is the NFL. Like, come on, it's all good to get on camera in front of thousands of people and say, you know, Flores was absolutely wrong. That was disrespectful to beat a kid down, because they looking at them like kids. Beat a kid down and beat a kid down. It's all good to get on these platforms and talk about, you know, you can't do that. But these players know. That's why they all call the Dolphins soft. This is why. They know. They call us soft because they know this is our nature. They know this is our environment in Miami. They know these guys can get punched in the mouth because they can't take hard coaching. They know this, bro. This is not a secret in the NFL. That's why we can't get over the hump. Everybody knows it.
I want to show this clip real quick, and this will take a second. I want us to touch on this because this is kind of it's a coach talking about coaching and talking about like how he approaches coaching, right? Let me share the screen real quick. It'll take a second. And this is a tough coach. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Let me just get this together real quick.
You got the audio on?
Yeah, I'm about to turn it on right now.
It all is in line with that not seeking comfort. Because when you're a coach that's talking about somebody can't learn, you're seeking comfort because your teaching is struggling. Yeah.
And I'm going to play it. It's going to play one more time.
I love to hear coaches resist the responsibility of coaching.
Can you guys hear it?
What'd you say, Coach? What'd you say? What'd you just say, Coach?
Hold on. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, because this I guess it's frozen on the screen. I don't know why it's frozen on the screen.
No, we can hear the audio though. Maybe you just play it.
Okay.
Responsibility of coaching. What'd you say, Coach? What'd you say, Coach? What'd you just say, Coach? I love coaches that resist the responsibility of coaches. That talk negatively about a dude that can't learn and blah blah. Man, if everybody could learn, we need less coaches.
Yeah, that's
right. If the group didn't need management, then we wouldn't make as much. I love reading draft evals and somebody's talking about anything other than pedigree. Talking about how poor somebody's hand usage is. Well, that's coaching. I don't run away from coaching. I run to coaching. It all
oh boy, did you hear what he said?
Because when you're a coach,
did you hear what he said?
He says, I don't run away from coaching. I run to coaching.
No. See, exactly. And Flores wanted to coach, but if you don't want to put the work in, but did you hear what he said?
What did he say?
The only thing you should be talking about is pedigree.
That's it.
Pedigree.
That's it. That's it.
Got pedigree. That's the problem.
So
pedigree, that's all I want to talk about. That, like, I don't want to talk about this guy ain't this and this guy ain't that. We could teach him that. The only thing I want to talk about is pedigree. That tells you all you need to know right there.
But I think you're missing. I think you're missing a big part of it, right? And I think the big part of it. I
don't even think you heard that part.
Look,
you probably never even heard that part the first time.
I've heard everything. So, but what I heard him say is that, hey, I don't listen to people talk negatively about players. Those guys are typically the guys who they shy away from coaching a guy up. And this is my thing. He's talking
about the scouting. He's talking about the scouting.
But see,
the coaches.
Right. So, but this is my thing with coaching too, right? Brian Flores doesn't get paid to bring guys into the building. he gets paid to coach guys, right? His job is not, he's not a player personnel guy. His job title isn't a GM, a general manager of the team. His job is just to coach guys up, right? So if you bring in guys in who don't have, let's say they don't have the pedigree, what is it your job to do as the head coach of the football team? Your job is to bring the pedigree out of them, or instill different types of pedigree in them that's going to insinuate different parts that can help your football team win. And that's my thing about some of these coaches. You can yell at guys, you can say they're trash, you can do all of this all you want to, but you still got to find a way to get the best out of them. Like, and if you're shying away from that, then you're not doing your job. And that's the problem I have with it, is that if you're shying away from coaching, right, you just simply not doing your job, because that's in your title. So when it came to the Flores thing, I was fine with Flores being tough on guys, having high expectations, expecting the best out of his guys. But my problem is that, hey, you got guys in the building who are good enough to get it done. You just need to find a way to make it work within your system. Like, you got to find a way to get the best out of these guys. And that's your job as a head coach, because you won't always have you won't always have pedigree. You won't always have the best players. You got to find a way to make it work, dog.
CB, first of all, you have to understand what the definition of pedigree is in sports.
Pedigree is, bro, all of these guys have pedigree. They come, bro, they go to the NFL draft, they go to combines. All of these guys have pedigree.
Yeah, your pedigree, though, are the intangibles that you learned over time from your environment, like where you come from, and do you have that in you? Okay, so it's like if you come from the tribe that has all the strong guys,
a winning pedigree,
and you show to have that in you, that's your pedigree. Here's the thing: first of all, even in management, coaching is coaching, okay? And that's what I did. I actually trained.
So you understand.
So let me no. I don't think
you understand.
No, the first thing you identify in coaching, the first rule of coaching is to identify skill versus will. That's the number one thing you identify in coaching, whether it's on sports, the workforce, or whatever, as a supervisor, whatever.
Why do you need to identify that?
Because if the skill is the issue, then that's where it's my job to fix that. If the will is the issue, I don't want you. We need to go ahead and start this process of corrective action. So that's the first thing. When we look at an associate or a player's results, we say this is a bad result right here. Let's identify, is this result coming from skill or will? It's like working in a call center, and you know you have to read this statement on every call, right? So we can say, hey, can they read? Like, we gave them a checklist. Why aren't you following it? Well, I just don't feel like it. That's will. Well, somebody took it. It ain't on my desk. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to provide that for you. The first thing you identify is skill or will. So when Brian Flores, Vic Fangio got all these players that want to party, don't have the will to do what it takes to do what they vision. This is what I vision for y'all. Here's how you're going to get there. Can you provide this? Well, I want to go party, this and that. Oh, so skill may not be the issue. And that's what I'm trying to tell you with this team. This is why we're having the problem now. Skill ain't the issue on this roster. And I think we both can agree with that. It's the will. It has to be. You're not putting in all the work that's necessary as a cohesive unit to get it done. So the first thing as a coach you identify is skill versus will. So when Mike Tomlin brings up pedigree, do you have that pedigree that's a dog that's going to go put all that work in? Work hard. That's the pedigree I want. That's the guy. Skill versus will. Someone got some skill, but I don't think he got the will to put the work in he need to. All these guys, they rather go party. They rather live their personal life too. They don't want to make this everything for them. But we're not holding them accountable because we're paying them anyway.
But I think there's a lot to that. There's a lot to unpack there. Shout out to Brad Boss, 818. He says, appreciate the $5 donation. He says, how can you say he didn't bring out the best of these guys when he did with guys like Bobby McCann, Emmanuel Ogbah, Nick Needham, Van Ginkel, etc.? Everybody you just named on that list is a defensive player.
Guess what?
Every single person.
No.
Hold up, every single person he named on the list is a defensive player. He's not only responsible for the defensive side of the ball. He's responsible for all three phases, and he's responsible for making sure it works in all three phases. So I get what you're saying, Brad. I get what you're saying, Brad. But every name on that list is defensive, and it's not. As a head coach, that's not your job. Go ahead. What you got?
I gotta argue that. I think you and Brad are wrong on this. You're wrong because you're calling out Brad when he's wrong. And here's the reason why
I'm not calling out Brad. I just said, Brad, bro, everybody in your list is defensive. Okay. That's
here's the deal.
That's not a team. It's not a team thing. That's a unit thing.
Wrong. Here's where we're wrong. We shouldn't even use names when it comes to Flores. And that's our problem.
Why not? He wanted to use names. I ain't gonna tell him not to use names.
When I say something, you don't even let me elaborate before you understand the point.
Go ahead.
It might be a terrible point that you rebuttal, but it might be like, oh, okay. So let me explain. You shouldn't even use names when it comes to Flores, because what Flores was doing was trying to build a team. It's just like the no-name 72 Dolphins, right? No names. It's not about the names. What Flores did was trying to create a team that worked hard, played well, because this is one thing that y'all don't want to admit either. Even under Brian Flores, without any weapons, the offense wasn't terrible. We actually had one of the best offenses we had up to that point. No, we had one of the best offenses we had up to that point for many years.
But that's not good though. You compare, you comparing it to bad.
No, you're missing bad to bad. You're missing it because it's about progressing. He was only 2 years into it, CB. It was about progressing. The whole team as a whole was growing under Flores.
So can I say this? Can I say?
Let me finish. Let me finish one point. The problem is we weren't patient enough to let the whole tree grow. We got like the defense was great too under Flores. It wasn't great because we didn't even have all the personnel and the weapons, but he made those no-name guys look good enough to where the team was rising together. And if we would have kept going, which was the goal, we might have been off the charts right now. We don't know. But here's the point that I'm making in all of this. We stopped growing as a team with hard-nosed coaching, holding people accountable, and weeding out the people who didn't want to be held accountable until we had a roster of a whole bunch of guys who fit the mold. And I'm telling you, we would have been winning games. This is why you don't know many names on the Green Bay team. This is why you don't know many names like that on the Lions before they got extra free agents. This is why you didn't know many names on Houston last year. This is why you don't know many names on some of these teams that's getting it done. Just like Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, getting it done. You don't know many of these names because they build it up together. It's not going to be a home run right away. And another thing, Mike McDaniel can take the offense to the sky with all his talent. But how they looking right now?
I mean, they're struggling. They're starting
with Flores.
The starting quarterback went out in week 2. I mean, like, what are we talking about? Like, what do you expect the team to look like? You got to figure it out.
In the first 2 weeks with the starting quarterback, we look horrible on offense.
There's a lot of offenses that look horrible on offense, though. There's a lot of offenses. Yeah, I mean, it's not an excuse, bro. But it's the NFL, and what I want you to understand is, offense they're always going to be behind when it comes to like getting in the rhythm of playing. They don't even play preseason no more. And I think that's part of the problem. You don't even play preseason reps. So these guys aren't these guys don't get into a rhythm. So they come out and they look sluggish. Bro, I think that's the nature of the NFL in the first couple of weeks.
CB, where's the results? We could go back and forth all day. Where are the results at?
And that's what that's what we want to see come within the season. But I'm not going to look at
Where are they? Why aren't they here? Why aren't they here?
I can't look at a 2-game sample size and be like, yo, these dudes are trash. I can't say that.
No. I'm not talking about a 2-game sample size. In the last 2 years plus a 3-game sample size, what are results?
You got in the playoff 2 years in a row.
What are results?
this is what Dolphin fans got to understand, bro. And I don't think people do a good job of like understanding this and rallying their understanding behind this. As an NFL fan, all I should be asking for is a perennial playoff team that has the ability to go in and compete for a championship. If my team,
Cowboys,
if my team is getting to the playoffs year in and year out, and they're getting better and they're trying to push towards winning playoff games, they're getting into the playoffs, they have a shot. Bro, why?
Let's be the Cowboys.
And I'm not saying let's be the Cowboys. Let's be better than the Cowboys. But
that's all we can expect.
But you have to
expect.
No, I'm not saying that's all you can expect. But
you just said, as a fan, I just expect my team to be a perennial playoff team
that's going to compete every year for a title.
Let's be the Cowboys,
bro. The Cowboys are the Cowboys. I'm not saying let's be the Cowboys. I'm saying let's be the Dolphins.
Success that they've had. That's perennially compete like they have and make it to the playoffs every year. That's it. That's all. That's the max that we should expect.
If you get into the playoffs, you have a shot at getting to the title. So if you get it,
it's okay to have the success they've had. It's okay,
bro. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You're telling me it's okay. What the Cowboys have done over the last 20 years is all you can hope for as a fan base.
No, that's not.
That's all you should hope for.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if your team is constantly getting to the playoffs and having a shot, you should be happy. Now,
the Cowboys are constantly getting to the playoffs, having a shot. We should be them and be happy. Does their fan base look happy?
They push for titles every year. I mean, who's winning Super Bowls? TD, who's winning Super Bowls?
Do they fan base look happy?
Who's winning Super Bowls? Who's beating them?
Beating the Cowboys?
Who's winning Super Bowls? Like how many teams are not? How many teams are not winning Super Bowls, dog?
31 every year.
The 31 every year. There's 31 teams who don't win a Super Bowl every year, and the dudes who winning, they constantly winning. The Chiefs have won 3 of the last 4 years. Like, what are we talking about? Because they're a great franchise and they have it figured out.
Why are they a great franchise? And
because they have it figured out. They have the
guys that call us soft.
Okay, so the same guys that call us soft, they have the quarterback situation figured out. Is that what you're saying?
So you're saying we don't?
I'm asking you a question. You said,
you know what? This is what we're going to do right now. Everything that you say, we're going to check with the Dolphins. Yep, they got the quarterback position figured out.
Who else has a Pat Mahomes Lamar Jackson is one of the best players to ever put on a uniform.
They got two of the worst tackles in the NFL, CB.
Bro, and he can't win. He can't beat Mahomes.
No, I'm talking about the Chiefs. The Chiefs have two of the worst tackles in the NFL.
Bro, it doesn't matter. They still find a way to win.
Oh, how? Why?
The scheme is good enough.
Andy Reid with carryability. They got somebody with carryability.
Andy Reid is a dog. He understands
they got a guy
the game.
That in the big moment he show up and don't be a reason why his team lose.
But who else has a guy like that? Who else has a Mahomes?
There's plenty teams that has a guy like that.
Who? I mean, the Niners have been to the Super Bowl and lost every damn year they win in the past three to four seasons. What are we saying?
You're the type that believes not a single quarterback alive on our roster could compete with the Chiefs. That's what you believe.
No, I feel like the Chiefs can be beat, but it's a team effort. That's the thing.
No. I'm just talking about swapping the quarterback in Miami. What you're basically telling me is there ain't a quarterback in the NFL if you put him on the Miami Dolphins instead of Tua that would beat the Chiefs.
No, I'm not saying that because I know it.
Then who would?
There's some quarterbacks out there that would. You
look, give me that.
No, I'm serious.
I want to see if you could get to 8, 9, or 10. How many would you say?
It's not. I wouldn't say more than 5. I wouldn't say there's more than 5 guys.
Just try naming some, bro.
Who are the best quarterbacks in the league? If you put Lamar on our team, you can win with Lamar. You can beat the Chiefs.
Josh Allen.
You can win with Josh Allen. You can beat the Chiefs with Josh Allen. No.
No Joe Burrow.
No Joe Burrow. No.
Okay,
Lamar
Love?
Jackson would definitely win. Josh Allen would definitely win with this team. Who else? I don't see
CJ
many.
Stroud.
No.
Okay, Jordan Love.
No.
All right.
Herbert. No.
Herbert.
No.
Okay. So you're saying no others? Just Lamar Jackson and no Stafford, no Goff.
No, I wouldn't.
No Purdy.
Nah, I don't think. No, I think
No
all of those
Hurts.
guys. Nope, I don't think Hurts either. I don't think none of those guys. But for sure, Lamar and Allen. If you put them on this team, they could beat Mahomes. If the defense
Aaron Rodgers.
if the defense is playing well, and
Aaron Rodgers.
Mike McDaniel is calling good plays,
Rodgers.
Not Aaron Rodgers. No, not from what I've seen in these first two games.
Cam Ward.
Hey, no. It's gonna take Cam some time, bro. Cam, honestly, I like Cam as a quarterback, but it's gonna take him some time. It's rookie, bro. It's gonna take a couple of years.
Bruh, let's stop the cap. First of all, you talk about Lamar and Josh Allen. First of all, Burrow would, CJ Stroud,
Burrow would not.
Jordan Love, Herbert. Man, I'll take Matthew Stafford right now. I'll take Jared Goff right now. Man, I would take Sam Darnold right now. Dog it. Man, they all through the league, bro. They all up and down the league. Rodgers, no question.
No.
I'm at 10 already, by the way. I'm at 10 right now. Let's see who else. Let's see anybody else. Dak Prescott.
I like Dak. I like Dak.
Anybody else I would cross that mantle with? I'll say 11. Baker, nah, I ain't with Baker.
Honestly, I like Baker. I think Baker got that grit, that dog that a lot of quarterbacks don't have. Like a lot of these young guys don't. They ain't got a lot of them. These young quarterbacks ain't got that moxie yet, and Baker has it. Baker
it's
has
a me
it.
thing. That's
I'm
a Baker guy.
Hey, Brad Boss, I appreciate you, man. He says Myles Gaskin, bro. Gaskins is on Minnesota, as is McCain and Van Ginkel. Yeah, I mean,
yep,
bro. Myles Gaskins was not a guy that got better because Flores was here. He did not develop that dude.
And you want to know the real shame of it all that's about to be proven?
What's about to be proven?
You know, another quarterback we'll win a Super Bowl with?
Who?
Tyler Huntley.
Hey, I like Tyler Huntley, man. Hey, listen. Speaking of this game, let's talk about it for a little bit. I don't know how much longer I got you for, but do we have a shot at this game?
We win in this game. We win in this game, hands down.
Is it?
It's our last hope. It's our last hope. So we ain't going out like that. I refuse to believe we gonna go out like that. Tyler Huntley, listen, I know the script. Tyler Huntley gonna win enough games. He gonna win 2 of 3 games, right? 2 are gonna come back and go on like a 3-4 game winning streak, and we can be like, "See, I told you."
So hold up, TD. So what you're saying?
Gonna come and he gonna bomb it again. I already know the script.
But what you're saying is he's gonna win games. He's gonna play well enough, and they're still
against
gonna
the Patriots, like the bum teams, the Cardinals.
But they're gonna give to a shot to go right back in if he's playing well.
Who, Huntley?
Yeah,
of course they are. Now, if Huntley's playing out of his mind,
if he's playing good football,
they're gonna play this concussion thing down further. That's all.
Yeah,
that's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not really playing the concussion thing further. It's like, bro, you need more rest. I mean, we got a guy who's playing good football. You can just continue to rest and get better. Like,
nothing wrong with Tua. Ain't nothing wrong with Tua.
I don't think nothing wrong with Tua either. To be completely honest with you,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't trying. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little skeptical about the whole thing now. I feel a little type of way. Honestly, it's like, no. I mean, he got concussed. But here's my thing, bro. Green Bay game, you throw 3 picks, and all of a sudden, we don't know where the hit came from. They got you concussed, but you got symptoms the next day, and they shut you down for the whole season. Whatever.
We saw the hit.
Okay. Whatever. All right. It certainly came after the picks. But anyway, now all of a sudden you throw 3 picks again, and you hit a guy and fall on the ground and hit your head, and you fencing again. Now here's where I'm skeptical. We just saw this man fencing on a field. Oh, after the game, Tua was in the locker room just fine, talking to his, blah, 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 blah. Last time he had to be carted off. But, oh, yeah, he was up fine, talking to his teammates, blah, blah, blah. Next day, he's out with the fam, going to Disney on Ice. Oh, the next day, we're told that Tua's been cleared to travel with the team. Like, where are the medical people? Where are the medical people saying, just rest? Like, you just fenced. You were fencing.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, real talk, bro. Real talk. And all I'm hearing, Tua is fine. He's been in the building, uplifting, helping Skylar, blah, blah, blah. Man, it's something, whatever, man. Whatever.
But see,
just fine. When he's eligible to come back, he need to come back. They put him on IR just because the league don't want any ramifications. The man could play today, if you ask me. He could play today, if you ask me.
He could.
So I don't know about this whole thing, man. It's some weirdness.
And real quick, let me give a shout out to Shake Money. He says, keep trashing the Cowboys. TD, someone sleeping in their office tonight. Just kidding. Shout out to wifey. So TD's wife is a avid Cowboys fan. So yeah, you can't keep talking about the Cowboys like that, bro. Can't keep talking about them. But the fencing thing and I think everybody's body reacts different to concussions and reacts different to, impact.
Bro, I'm tired of calling it concussions. Why don't we call it what it is? Brain damage. That's what it is.
That's not what you call it because you don't know that. You don't know it's
no. Every single time that happens, you sustain brain damage. There ain't that is a fact. It is brain. Let me tell you.
There's a reason it's not. There's a reason it's not called brain damage.
But what I'm saying is, you sustained brain damage. You did. You could hit somebody and not fence and just see like stars and then be fine. You just sustained brain damage. Every single. Did you not listen to Brett Favre? What he said?
Man, I ain't listening.
Did you not hear what this man just said?
I really have nothing. I really don't want to hear nothing Brett Favre has to say right now. I get it. He has Parkinson's. He has a bunch of stuff going on. He's also stealing money from underprivileged people. So he got enough sense to do it. So I can't take anything he says seriously, bro.
That ain't what I'm saying, bro. What he's saying is neutral. It ain't got nothing to do with trying to look this way or that way. He just said that I believe I sustained thousands of concussions. Like every time I saw stars or every time I did. I mean, that happened several times a game and stuff.
That's the nature of it.
And a doctor weighed in. He said that's brain damage. Every single time it is brain damage. It is an injury to the brain.
I get it, TD. I'm not going to call it brain damage. I'm going to call it a concussion. I get what you're saying, though.
A concussion is brain damage.
So what I'm saying is that everybody's body reacts differently. For Tua to be up and about, just kind of doing this thing afterwards, it's clearly not bothering him like people think it may be, right? And it may be long term. We may not know in the short term what type of effects it'll have on him. But I think the IR thing was like league based. The league was like, yo, you got to set him down for a while based on what we saw.
We're not trying to have that liability.
Right. And I don't think the Miami Dolphins would have sat him down unless they were told to.
Bro, look at what we got to deal with, CB.
Yeah.
Like that's like that's a whole nother conversation too, bro. Forget the plan. He great, he not, whatever. Look at what we got to deal with. We got to deal with a quarterback who almost every year we can risk losing at a high rate. And then we got to deal with a quarterback who technically cannot give his all in a game for fear of this.
Yeah. And bro, this is the frustrating part. And as Miami Dolphin fans, we really do have to have the conversation. Like, how long can this go on? Right?
They don't care, bro. They just want to see that man on the field.
No, I don't.
They just want to see him on the field, man.
But honestly, I mean, if he says he's good enough to play, and we're paying a man $50 million, bro, you got to play. I mean,
no. There's no question about that. But what I'm saying to you is, at what expense? What, he go out there, get hurt again, and then everybody's like, well, when can he come back? Like every time we just go keep saying, when can he come back?
It's his doing, though. It's not on us.
That's not what I'm saying. What we have is an unreliable guy.
We do. Right now, the best ability is availability. He hasn't been available at least once a year outside of last year.
It don't matter if he was the best player in the league. He could be Mahomes. He's unreliable.
Yeah. And I think that's where the Dolphins are. And I think they're going to have to take a serious look at having a really good backup. If Tua is not going to do with no backup, if he's going to be this guy.
You can't be having a really good backup for a guy that you almost from a statistic standpoint don't miss some games every year.
So what should we do, TD?
You shouldn't have paid him in the first place.
But that's it's neither here nor there. So what do we do at this point?
Cut him, Tank, go get Ward.
Okay, so we cut him.
Go get Ward, Manning, or Shador.
Do you think it's possible You think it's possible to tank with this team?
Yeah. It'll actually be real easy.
You just gonna not play guys?
Oh, just Mark Scott out there.
You just said Huntley.
Mark Scott out there. Mark Scott out there.
You so Skyler that bad, huh?
No, it ain't bad because
one man can single-handedly sabotage it. Shout out to Color with the donation. Real quick, he says,
out there, bro.
He says, I'm only donating because you finally got TD True Talk on. Just kidding. Hey,
tell him Color
don't like you. Color don't like you talking about Skyler like this. Skyler his boy now.
Listen.
Pete, where Pete at?
Listen, I could ride for you, but once you bomb, I gave Skyler 2 chances. That's it for me. That's it. It's a wrap.
Man, you done with him, huh? You wiped your hands with him. He done.
He's still a little better than Tua, but I'm done with him.
Come on, you trolling now, TD.
Yeah, I love trolling these two in here,
bro.
I love trolling these two in here.
Please
Boy,
don't
I told him Skyler the best quarterback we ever had. You could tell they were hurting their feelings. Soon as Skyler bombed it, they was all on my Twitter. Oh, you did like y'all have no idea. Y'all just finna get me monetized on Twitter. That's all y'all about to do.
Bro, you are ridiculous, bro.
Man, listen, Skyler is a bum. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You only have but so many times for me, and you had 2 chances. I gave you 2 chances. Once in the playoffs, in that playoff loss, gave me the will to say, I'll give you another chance. And that was his chance. You bombed it. You trash. At the end of the day, I don't want to hear it. Go fix your ribs. It is what it is. So next man up. Now Tyler Huntley about to be Brady to me. And if he bomb it, get him, but he done too. I ain't playing by none of these quarterbacks.
You on a quarterback tear right now, huh?
Bruh, pat Skyler up, put him out there. Let's go win our 4 games. And in this order, Cam Ward, who is a dog, who understand, like you know he is.
You cutting to it, right?
I'm cutting him. Get that man his money. That way he can be rich for the rest of his life with his family. I don't want no more liability. I'm finna give you $92 million, maybe even 130 something, whatever. Give him his money. You can absorb it because you're finna go get a $9-10 million quarterback per year. You can absorb it. Okay? You can eat that salary because you're gonna get a $9-10 million rookie.
What about keeping him on and drafting a guy?
Cut that liability. Cut that liability.
You cut the rope. Cut that
liability.
You cut the umbilical cord.
And let your new quarterback get these weapons just to find out if they good enough with the weapons. You see what I'm saying? And then start bringing the weapons back and start developing players around them. That is the way to go, CB, because now you can have a future. You know what I learned?
Bro, that's tough for me. I don't know if
you know what I learned, CB. You know what I just learned?
What?
I was telling everybody 2 years ago that for the next 2 years, this is the best roster you're gonna have, and those 2 years are up. Now that we extended everybody, I told everybody, well, you got 2 more years, this year and next year. I was wrong. The last 2 years was the best roster you were ever going to have. It ain't getting no better from this point for at least 4 years. It's not. Go look at them salaries, all that money pushed to the back end with these extensions. You ain't going to ever have a better roster than you had the last 2 years. This year's roster is not better than last year now at all.
I mean, I think that's yet to be seen.
We are we're watching it real time.
Yeah,
last 2 years was the best roster you ever gonna have, and now we're gonna keep on subtracting through adding. We're gonna keep on getting rid of that. Watch, it's gonna be hard to sign guys. You better hope Holland keep on playing bad so that you can get a team friendly deal. I mean, we're in trouble, bro, from a salary cap standpoint. Nobody's talking about it. That's why Chris Greer's sitting on that $26 million, because he can't use it. He got to carry it in the next year. Then he got to restructure Tua's big old $60 million cap hit and make that more money. We're in trouble, bro. This is we're past the best roster we're gonna have in right now. Now we're gonna keep on trying to draft guys to replace guys and hope that they're as good. Let's see if Chris Greer can draft his way out of this problem.
So you've given up on the season?
No, I haven't given up on the season. I always hold out hope because I'm a Dolphin fan and I want to see us win. But I also got to put my cap on. Like my cap for optimism is on. Like, we can still do this. Huntley, get us 2 out of 3. Tua come back and hopefully you become a new guy. I will always hold out hope for Tua becoming a new guy on that field, showing me something I never seen. I'll always hold out.
Has he ever shown you something, T, that you were like, man, I think I can latch on to this kid? Has he shown you that a little bit?
Yeah, McDaniel's first year, the consistency in the accuracy of what he did well. But when teams start game planning against it, it turned me off again. You know, it kind of turned me off again because now I'm like, okay, how he gonna get over this? So, and that's what I'm hoping that happens. We get that next level of getting over. Let's be honest, CB, right? We knew that there's 3 things that Tua can do to elevate his game this offseason. Number 1 was becoming a better, consistent pass. Everybody, he can throw outside the numbers, but doing it consistently. Become a better thrower outside the numbers consistently, but it takes better arm strength, which is tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, being a better deep thrower of the ball. And what I mean by that, because people will argue with me, like where the guy ain't got to come back all the time to catch it, so much. Now, he leads in a lot of cases, but that's those 40-yarders where he hurry up and put it out there. But I'm talking about all the touchdowns we leave on the table because guys got to come back and they get tackled, right? And number 3, mobility. Now, number 2 was the deep ball and processing the field, technically, right? Mm-hmm. So I saw them working on processing the field, but you notice when times get tough, he totally abandoned it. McDaniel totally abandons it too. You saw it in the Buffalo game. Okay. Now, number 3, mobility. That's the one that hurt us because although Tua could be more mobile and impact the game, he could. But look at the risk. It's not worth it for us. I mean, even in that game, that was a huge first down that he put his body on the line for. And that's the plays that you praise your quarterback for. But look what happened as a result. Like, that's on play for him.
It was, but it's on Tua too, because you still could have slid it. And I get what you're saying, but
it's 4th down. Where you start your slide would have been 2 yards short.
It doesn't matter.
I've played that replay 100 times. It's 4th down. You got to go get it.
All right, so I'm fine, but you put it in the hands of the referee. Like at that point, you slide where you slide and say, "Hey, let's hope."
But why does he have to be the only quarterback in the league that make that decision on a 4th down and you down by 3 touchdowns and you know that this can impact the game?
He's not the only quarterback that has to make that business decision of sliding versus
sliding
versus taking a hit.
No. Tell me another quarterback in the NFL down by 21. You're not even in the 4th quarter because you've seen comebacks more than 14. Baltimore, remember? So you're down by 21. You need this right here. And it's 4th down. And what quarterback in the NFL is sliding and having another turnover on downs?
A smart one. A smart one.
You got to go
get it. There's a way to get it without running your head into a brick wall. That's what I'm saying. There's ways to do it outside of that. You can step to the left. The man
ain't know he was running into a big brick wall. He was diving for it.
You can step to the left and not give him your body directly. And when you go look at guys who are natural runners, they just know how to avoid hitting their head on something. They're usually going to take a side. They're not gonna take a
Bruh.
dude straight up. Oh, I'm gonna just pick a side and make this dude take me to the ground like this.
Bro.
And Tua he's just not good in terms of that. He's terrible at it.
CB, in real time for any quarterback trying to get every inch to get the first down.
It's a dumb decision.
Everybody
it doesn't matter, TD.
It's not a dumb decision.
Dumb
Let me
decision.
tell you why it ain't a dumb decision. If he would have got up and we would have been first and goal, we wouldn't have said that. Oh, we would have been going crazy at how he put the team on his back.
TD, it's not about one or two plays within a game. This is what it's not about, right?
I appreciated the play.
Look,
I love
and people can appreciate
it.
That,
just
right?
costs.
You can appreciate it as a football guy, and I appreciate the play, but it's not about that. I don't care if Tua plays bad in the game. I want to see you live to fight another day and come back next week and bounce back. I don't care, but bro, you down.
Is Josh Allen doing that?
You're down 21 points. Let's
Josh
be real.
Allen doing that?
You don't have to put your body in.
Sliding,
bro. This is not
there?
about Josh Allen. I'm talking about my quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa.
Is Patrick Mahomes sliding right there?
Hey, Tua Tagovailoa, Patrick Mahomes is sliding, bro. He know better. He's not trying to take them hits.
Patrick Mahomes
He's sliding.
No, not if his team need it.
Bro, come on,
These guys are going forward.
It's a regular season game. You know you're down points. You're not coming back. Even if you do come back, it's a long haul.
You can't come back,
man. Bro, TD, slide. There's no other way around it. You want to live. You want your quarterback to live to see another day. I don't care if you throw three picks and have a bad game. Come back the next game, bounce back, dog.
Let me show you the hypocrisy.
Shout out Damian Dees with the $2 donation. Appreciate you, bro.
Let me show you the hypocrisy, especially for everybody in the chat. Watch this. Here we are. The Miami Dolphins are in the AFC Championship game with 13 seconds left, and this fourth down.
This is not the AFC Championship game.
I don't want to hear it. That's how you're supposed to approach every game.
No, it's not.
Like, so what? So what? You gonna say Tua should have slid?
No, it's not. And if you're in the AFC Championship game, that's when you make that play. Not in a regular season game versus Buffalo, bro.
You see what I'm talking about?
No, that's not it.
So there is a scenario where you do it.
There is a scenario.
All right, 17th game of the season. You win and you win. You got to make that play.
Yeah, you got to make that play then because you're forced to make that play. Your back is up against the wall.
Wasn't this the guy right here that said earlier you got to take all the games? You got to look at all the games the same.
You do, but you got to look at the scenario.
The early ones.
You got to look at the scenario, bro. You got to be smart about it. Come on, TD.
Stop.
You better than this, man. You better than this, bro.
Are already making these sacrifices in the league to get wins that gonna give them home field advantage in the playoffs. It's gonna keep them from going on the road in minus 30 degree weather. It all matters. He got a guy.
And honestly,
if the game is on the line and it takes him to sacrifice himself, slide. Don't worry about it. We'll just wait till next week. That's what we got at quarterback. That's what we have, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you got to be smart in these situations, man. And that's the thing that bothers me most about this situation is that Tua had an option, right? He had an option to slide.
Man, he had one option, and I love that he took it. Win. Finally, I mean, y'all don't even understand.
You love that he got hurt. You love that he got hurt.
Why would I love that the man got hurt?
So what are you talking about? Why do you love the play then?
Because he put the team on his back. I just hate the fact that he ain't built for it.
That's not putting the team on your back. That's putting the team in a terrible situation.
He got that first down. And Skyler came in and messed it up. Skyler done that bum. Anyway, Tua that was one of the rare moments Tua put the team on his back. Moments he put him on his back.
That wasn't it, dog. I wasn't excited about that play at all. I like the run. I like the takeoff. I don't like the end result because you got to slide and put yourself in a better position.
No, go get that first down. Go get that first down, homie. I was still trying to win. He just ain't built for it. That's the only thing that hurt. I love what he did. I appreciate what he did. It just cost him. And that's the thing that stuck.
So what do you? I mean, what do you expect to see on Monday night?
No. Let's back up. I just thought
Bro,
about something.
what are we talking
about something.
about?
See, this is what I be talking about, y'all.
Yo,
So they praise Tua. They see this is what I be talking about, y'all. They praise Tua versus Arizona when he put the moves on and lowered his head and ran him over.
no, he didn't ran him over. That wasn't that game. That was Jets.
Yeah, no. It happened
Jets, he
in
ran him
Arizona
over.
too, didn't it? No, in
No.
Arizona, he ran somebody over too.
He
He
juked
ran
somebody.
over in Arizona too.
No, he
I
juked
know what
somebody.
you said with the juke, but he actually ran somebody over in Arizona too.
No, it
Trust
wasn't
me, I
that
know what I'm
game.
talking about with that. Listen, but then even with the Jets,
He
we
ran somebody over.
praise them. See, when he survives it, we'll praise him. Look at Tua. See, I told you he can do it. Now we want to have an issue.
Yeah,
Now we want to have an issue.
because you're in. We know you have concussions now, bro. Come on, what are we talking?
Bro, he
We
was
know
having
you have-
concussions
Bro,
then.
keep your head out the way.
Bro,
Keep-
Tua was having concussions then. And you know another thing? How come I'm just finding out 2 weeks ago when he got concussed was the first time I found out he got a concussion in Alabama when he broke his hip. I didn't even know that. I had no idea that Tua also was concussed when he dislocated his hip or whatever.
When did you find that out? You just found that out.
Just found it out 2 weeks ago. I had no idea because I was like, this is how many he had, and everybody kept adding one. I'm like, what y'all talking about? Then I heard somebody say, yeah, look at, then I saw it on TV. It was showing all his injuries. And I was like, concussion in 2019. What are y'all? I think it was 2019. I was like, what are y'all talking about? And they were like, and then the commentator was talking about it. They were like, yeah, and the concussion when he hurt his hip, he was concussed. I'm like, Tua been getting concussions like this? I ain't even know that. Times worse. Like we paid the man. The man got problems dating way back. Way back. This is insane to me. And then I blame CB83 in the crowd. They the ones that was crying, y'all, they the best ever. Pay the man. Pay the man. See, CB, you gotta
no, but see, I look, I'm gonna take responsibility for this. I did say pay him. I thought that was
responsibility for everything this team going through.
Honestly, I thought that was the right move for sure.
Poyer playing like trash, you need to take responsibility.
Nah, I didn't bring that dude in.
Nah, you're like, oh, Poyer, great, man. Poyer gonna do this, Poyer gonna do that.
Poyer, but the defense hasn't played poorly. I don't think the defense is a problem. It's the offense.
Nah, Poyer playing like trash though, bro. Poyer is playing like trash.
He's taking some bad angles. He's missed some plays.
Holland is too. We just give him a pass for saving us in the Jags game. He was trash in that game too.
And Jalen Ramsey, when he came out, he wasn't playing great.
He
finally picked it up a little bit. Like
he get toasted by third string running backs. Ramsey, I don't know what he doing. Fuller was the only thing playing decent, and he done.
Yeah,
concussion protocol.
He was playing good football. So this is my thing too, though. It takes guys a little bit to get going. They don't play preseason, and they don't play. And this is my thing that I think McDaniel has to be better with. Like the intensity in practice has got to crank up. And I think they went full pads for a couple of days this week because that's usually what happens when teams are looking bad. The head coach will come in and say, hey, we're going full pads. We're going to get after it. And shit going to crank up. Or we're going to be doing this a lot more often. Right?
Yeah, Tyler Huntley going to save us.
No, I don't think it'll be Tyler Huntley. I think it's going to be a team effort on Monday night. It's got to be. Because if it's not, we're going to lose the game. He can't save us by himself.
Tyler Huntley, he gonna save us. Watch he go off.
He don't have a good game. I can see that. I mean, the dude can play, right? And I think that's what the team needs most right now at the position. It's just a guy who can play, who's a gamer. His
mobility.
Yeah, a guy who will figure it out, who will make the plays, who knows how to take off and slide and get out of bounds and take a hit. I think that's what the team needs most right now. And a guy who can get off platform a little bit and make plays. So I think he's going to have a good game. I don't know if it'll be outstanding, but it's going to be good enough to win the game for sure. Good enough to win.
I think
now,
this is next week.
This is my question for you, though. If Huntley is playing great, What do you do with Tua if Huntley plays great throughout the season to the point where you ride him to a playoff win?
See,
What do
here's what
you
I
do?
don't like.
What do you do with Tua in that situation?
If they ride, you mean go into the playoffs and play Huntley?
Yes.
See, if
Tua doesn't play the rest of the season.
So if Huntley comes out and he plays on this team and rides us to a playoff win, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means they bench Tua.
That means Huntley was playing good enough for us not to play Tua again.
Which means
exactly
they bench him because he's just fine. He'll be ready. He'll be eligible to play. He'll be fine to play in the Arizona game. So if Tua ain't back on the field in the Arizona game, I don't want to hear it. Man, all these reports, he walking around, he's good, nothing's wrong, and Tua's straight, blah, blah, blah. Listen, he's fine. And if he don't play after the Arizona game because Huntley's playing well, they're going to use that as an excuse because Tua wasn't playing well.
So do you think they use the, hey, Tua, we're going to move on? Do you think and they probably can get out of,
no, they wouldn't.
So they probably can get some of the money back if that's the case.
No, they'll ride it out they'll ride it out another year and they'll let Tua start. And from there, if he plays well, they just keep it going. If he doesn't, then they'll start then they'll start the drama of, well, maybe Tua ain't the guy. They can flip on him easily next year or something like that happen. But they'll give him the opportunity to start. And if things ain't going well, because you could look at the Dolphins doing something like re-signing Huntley if he was to do something like that.
But you say if you re-sign Huntley and you don't give him the opportunity to run it back next year, and you say,
no, like you re-sign Huntley as a good backup. You see what I mean? Like the good backup money.
But what if what if you ride him into the playoffs and he gets you a playoff win? You still gonna put him in the backup role?
Yeah, what they're gonna do, they're gonna talk to Huntley one-on-one in the office. Listen, we want to re-sign you. We want to give you this. You'll accept that. There's a good chance that you're gonna be able to take over at some point next year, but we got to give him another opportunity. So you would, in essence, be the backup, but we're looking at you to potentially be the guy if it doesn't work out.
But I thought you said you wanted to cut him. I thought you said that's what.
No, I'm talking about what they would do.
Oh, okay.
I ain't talking about me because now.
What would you do?
Right now?
Yeah, if Huntley comes in and plays well,
so Huntley comes in and plays well, I'm gonna ride Huntley out. And you continue to ride out with him, right? And if he leads you to a playoffs and a playoff victory, that's my sign right there that in February, March, whenever I'm eligible, I'm cutting Tua. I'm cutting him. Here come a big fat check. You gonna get your money. As an organization, we just can't keep going down this road because it is a nasty road to keep going down. Especially if things like this happen. So that now Huntley, I'm in negotiations with Huntley. I'm talking about, hey, we want you to, be a bridge for us and potentially the future. We will be drafting a quarterback, but this is your team right now. It's that simple. So at that point, I got Huntley on a good little, backup type salary, even though he's going to start. Some solid money, not great money, but some solid money. And now, because now I can play with Tua's money too. I got 2 years to run it with the dead cap plus the salary, right? So now I'm going in the draft. I'm using all my capital. Screw that. I'm using my capital, and even next year's capital. If I have a chance to get Cam Ward, Manning, or Shador, I'm doing it. I'm grabbing one of them. I'm bringing you in day one. I'm not bringing you in to start day one. Now, if you just absolutely blow us away and steal the job day one, it's yours. It is what it is. But Huntley's the quarterback. We want you to acclimate. And it's that simple. You still got your weapons. You still got a team around you. And let's see what we could do. And I'm not even Super Bowl expectations. But The goal is to build around the young guy while Huntley's holding it down in the meantime. You got to start finding Tyreek's replacement. You got to see if Patrick Paul can stand in for Armstead. You got to start building this offensive line. You start doing that in the first and second round for the next 2 to 3 years or third round. You start investing in that O-line. But here's the deal. I'm different. With that whole change, McDaniel and Greer is gone too.
they got to go, huh?
Yeah, when I cut to him, matter of fact, I'm going to do it like this. If I'm Stephen Ross, I need you to cut Tua. I'm not taking a liability anymore, and I ain't answering no questions about it. Get it done. As soon as they do it, then I'm going to call him in the office. Thanks for your service.
You fired.
I'm going to have him cut him, then I'm going to fire him. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And you know what I'm going to do right after that, CB 83?
What you going to do after that?
Hey, Brian, man, listen, man.
No way.
I was wrong, bro. Come run it how you want to run it. You have full autonomy. You get to make all the decisions. Come handle the team.
Yo.
And I look for you. You got 4 years to get me a Super Bowl. All right. Thank you, brother. I'll make you the highest paid coach, too, matter of fact. That's what I'm doing.
The
league
crazy.
would go upside down. Listen.
What?
And you know what? And Stephen Ross need to go up on that podium. You know, sometimes you got to realize when you make the wrong decision and you make a mistake, there's an opportunity to correct it.
Wow.
Brian Flores is the new head coach, and he will have full autonomy on the roster and everything. And then they'll hire a general manager, one that'll be dealing with the contracts and all of that. That's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would do,
bro. That's crazy. I'm ending. I gotta end. But hey, I'm ending the show on that. But before I end the show on that,
and when you see my wife next time, tell her you sorry, not me, because you told me 30 minutes, and I've been about 2 hours, and now she mad at me. Just FYI. We're supposed to watch a movie at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. That's my bad.
Now you start talking crazy Tua stuff.
No, see that you get excited when you talk about Tua. That's your passion. So I ain't even gonna put it past you.
I just want my quarterback to be good, man. Come on, Tua.
That's your passion. But question for you. So score prediction for Monday night's game.
27-17 Miami.
27-17 Miami. I like that. 3
touchdowns, 2 field goals. And they'll get 17 on us. Remember, our secondary is an issue, bro. Our secondary actually an issue right now.
I mean,
they're trying to figure out who's going to play corner. I don't know. We'll 27-17.
Is Cam Smith available yet? What is wrong? What is wrong with Buddy, bro? I mean, Cam Smith.
Oh, see, they tried to make it seem like it was Fangio. We're Channing Tindall too.
Channing Tindall ain't seen the field since he's been here. I mean,
but remember, they tried to put pawn off Noah monogamy, tried to blame Flores. Then they tried to blame Fangio about Cam Smith and what's his name? Channing Tindall. Oh, it's Channing Tindall unlock season. Oh, it's Cam Smith unlock season. Oh, yeah, he hurt.
Cam Smith was a rookie. Channing Tindall, we would like him to be unlocked, but he ain't did nothing yet.
Where they at? Yeah. Where they at under Weaver? Oh, well, he banged up. Where they at under Weaver?
I want to say, that's a good question. That's a good question. I'm looking for
where
Cam
they at
Smith.
That's my point, man. Y'all need to stop making all these excuses. At the end of the day, some of these guys ain't getting on the field because they suck, and it adds to Chris Greer's bad drafting. Call it what it is. It adds to his terrible drafting. Yeah. Gosh, Greer is terrible at drafting. He
hit on some guys. He hit on some guys.
No, every team hits on some guys.
Yeah.
But like when you look at how many he missed on for positions that we need succession for the future, and then he got to go spend big money because he missed. That's what our team is made of right now. Big money spent on missed draft picks. We're supposed to be saving money at these positions, bro.
See, I hear you talk about these conversations, right? I hear you have these conversations a lot on your channel, right? When you talk about Greer and missed draft picks, I just
Buffalo
feel like
saving money.
I just feel like there's a lot of nuance in terms of it. I feel like there's a lot more to it than how you put it. And when you say Greer misses on draft picks, everybody misses on draft picks.
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of it. I feel like that's the nature of it. Now,
where
some miss more than others, for sure.
And that's Chris Greer.
Some miss more than others. But I think you could either be good in free agency or you could be good in the draft. Or you could be a combination of both.
But yeah, you do need a combination. No. You don't need a combination of both. Let me explain this. You need to hit in the draft in key positions. You need to be able to go in free agency and find the players in the intermediate salary level.
Yeah. You got to be able to hit
where you. Yeah, like your lockdown corner, you got to find that in the draft.
You should be finding one every year. Yeah. You should be drafting
you want to get linebackers that don't cost as much in free agency. A great one. You want to get a great running back that don't cost much in free agency. In certain positions, you want to go get a great guard in free agency. But in the draft, you want to hit your left tackle. You want to hit your right tackle. You might even want to hit your center. You want to get a receiver. You want to get your corners. You want to get a safety. You want to get your edge in the draft because those are the big money positions. You got to hit those positions in the draft at a high clip. All those other ones, it's okay if I go spend $11 million on a great elite linebacker. It's okay if I go spend, money on a guard, like $12 million on a not elite, but a good guard. It's okay. But I can't be sitting here in free agency spending $25 million on a corner, $17 million on a old veteran left tackle that's only going to give me 10 games. You see what I mean? $30 million on a receiver. These are those high price positions you got to hit in the draft. All those other positions, middle of the road salaries, your nickels and all of that, free agency, you can spend galore if you hit in the draft on the big items. And all the big items, a lot of the big items, Chris Greer missed a lot. And we've had to spend a lot of money. So that's all I'm saying. But I got to get up out of here, man. This was pretty dope. Going back and forth and obliterating you. I hope you put that poll on Twitter. Hope you put that poll on Twitter again and say who won, and they told you last time you got obliterated. So it is what it is, man. But I give you a pass. You was on that drink, so I give you a little pass.
Oh no passes here. I rock out. You know how I do. Man, people still donating. Shout out to everybody who donated tonight. Shout out to Lino TV. Says, man, TD, nobody cares about them Fins, fam. Your future not looking good at all. Bills Mafia.
Lino
baby.
nervous
Josh
to the comeback. Lino nervous to that big comeback we about to have.
The comeback's gonna be crazy, and that's all it is. It's a revenge tour, man. The Miami Dolphins are gonna be all right, and we'll figure it out. TD, I appreciate you coming through, bro. It's always a good conversation. Always
appreciate you, man, for having me. Let's keep doing it on occasions, man. And shout out to the chat. Yes. And shout out for the chat, having a good conversation as well. And make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the homie and keep donating. It goes a long way to building the channel and doing bigger and better things over here. So I'll see you later, bro. I got to get out of here and try to
appreciate you, bro.
Get the wife to forgive me.
Hey, tell her I said thank you. Tell her I appreciate it.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Later. Shout out to TD Fins Talk, man. Always good conversation. And honestly, man, we don't always agree. We honestly rarely agree on takes, but we do have some things that we have in common in terms of like what we want to see for this team. Does this team need to be better? Yeah, like flat out, period. Mike McDaniel from top to bottom, like they got to be a better football team. There's got to be more grit. There's got to be more iron sharpens iron. They got to go harder, right? And I think that's where we're at. And like I said, man, I appreciate y'all coming through. I appreciate all the people who donated and supported the channel tonight. The homie Riggy, Kevin Lee, S. Harris, Shake Money, Brad Boss 88818. I appreciate you. He donated twice. Shake Money donated twice. Color Commentary, I appreciate you coming through and dropping a donation. Damian Deese, and then Lino TV, man, it does help the channel. It does just help it grow, man. And I appreciate y'all coming through. Do me a favor, punch the like button on your way out. This was a really good conversation. I like having conversations like this, even if they're one extreme to the other. Somewhere, take information on both sides, and break it down how you want. And I'm just gonna keep rocking out, keep telling you how I feel about it. TD is gonna do the same. But I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the homie Iceman. He says, good stuff, guys. CB, told you that you got next. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Kevin Lee. Appreciate everybody coming through. Context, TD Fraud Talk, Crypto Dolphin, 400 Wiz, B McD, V21. So many people came through tonight. Some of the homies who was in here earlier. I saw a lot of people come through, man. We had 100 and 200 people watching at one point. So yeah, come back, man. We'll probably do something again. Ooh, touchdown Georgia. They kind of coming back a little bit. They only down about 2 scores. So hey, I'll be back maybe tomorrow night, maybe Monday night, do the live stream. So be sure, be on the lookout for that. Appreciate you, Crypto. He says, great show. Appreciate you, bro. So yeah, appreciate y'all coming through, man. It's all love. Appreciate you, JD. It's like I said, bro. Appreciate the support. Y'all hit the like button on your way out. Hey, it's your boy Finn State with CB83, and I'm out. Hey, see y'all.